Did you know that there are countries where dirt is not just a visual nuisance, but a real obstacle to the senses? Places where the air becomes unbreathable, rivers are open garbage dumps, and waste becomes an integral part of daily life? And what if I told you that these countries are also marked by histories of war, extreme poverty, and environmental neglect? Stay with us because in this video, we will explore the 10 most polluted and dirtiest countries in the world. You will learn how these places fell into this situation, what the consequences are for the inhabitants, and why the situation seems to be deteriorating even further. And halfway through this exploration, I will reveal to you which country, according to experts, is the cleanest in the world. But first, let's begin this terrifying and fascinating journey. Number 10. Syria, war and dirt entwine. Syria, a country with a millennia-old heritage, has always been a crossroads of cultures and civilizations. Damascus, one of the oldest cities in the world, still echoes with the sounds of ancient civilizations and historic trade routes. However, after years of war, the situation in many Syrian regions has become catastrophic. The streets, once lively with merchants and smiles, are now littered with rubble. People live in extreme poverty, and the lack of public infrastructure creates a situation where garbage piles up endlessly. Water reservoirs are polluted, and access to clean drinking water has become a luxury for many. The absence of waste management networks has led to diseases like cholera and typhoid striking the most vulnerable areas. Thousands of deaths are recorded every year, directly related to the unsanitary living conditions. Statistics show that water contamination is responsible for many deaths, and the war has exacerbated the situation. Imagine walking through streets where dust mixes with smoke, where remnants of explosions litter the ground, and where hope seems to be a rare commodity. This is what Syria endures today. Number 9. The Central African Republic, a country in the abyss of poverty. In the heart of Africa, the Central African Republic is a country rich in natural resources. National parks home to elephants and gorillas, land that holds diamonds and gold. Yet despite its wealth, the nation is plagued by decades of civil war and political instability. In its cities, waste management systems are non-existent. Streets are covered with trash, sometimes even dead animal remains. The lack of drinking water and sanitation has led to the proliferation of diseases. Inhabitants are forced to drink from polluted rivers, increasing the risk of cholera and dysentery outbreaks. The situation is catastrophic, and the country continues to sink into devastating sanitary misery. Children sometimes search through garbage for food, exposing themselves to infections that often cost them their lives. The cycle of poverty and pollution is endless, with each crisis exacerbating the other. Number 8. Mongolia, a capital suffocated by pollution. Mongolia, known for its breathtaking landscapes and rich cultural history, suffers from another kind of affliction. In Ulaanbaatar, the capital, air pollution reaches critical levels in winter. Millions of people use poor-quality coal to heat their homes, creating a cloud of pollution that makes the air nearly unbreathable. Fine particles, such as PM 2.5 and PM 10, are ubiquitous, exceeding the limits set by the WHO several times. This leads to severe respiratory diseases, especially among children and the elderly. In addition to the polluted air, waste management is poor, and open dumps become breeding grounds for bacteria and diseases. Number 7. Afghanistan. Devastation and neglect of public health. Afghanistan, with its rich historical heritage, is now a nation devastated by years of war and instability. In Kabul, the capital, streets are overtaken by mountains of uncollected waste. The lack of infrastructure and extreme poverty force people to live amid dirt, constantly exposed to sanitary risks. The absence of clean water forces people to consume polluted water, increasing cases of diarrhea and other infections. Dead animals litter the streets, and air pollution is exacerbated by the war and the burning of poor-quality fuels. Number 6. Iraq, a country in ruins with overwhelming waste. Iraq, once the cradle of Mesopotamian civilization, now lives under the weight of decades of conflict. Infrastructure has been destroyed, and the streets of Baghdad are filled with waste that is never collected. The lack of wastewater management and constant power outages worsen the situation, creating unsanitary conditions that promote the spread of diseases. Number 5. Nigeria. A powerful economy, but a catastrophic environmental management. Nigeria, Africa's economic giant, is unfortunately also one of the most polluted countries in the world. With over 200 million inhabitants, the country struggles to manage its waste. In cities like Lagos, the air is so polluted that breathing becomes difficult, and the waters are saturated with industrial and chemical waste. Pollution of drinking water is responsible for the death of thousands of people every year, and the management of electronic waste has created highly toxic zones where lead and mercury are released into the environment, threatening the health of the entire population. Number 4. Chad, a country where hygiene and dirt coexist. Chad, with its vast deserts and savannas, suffers from extreme poverty. In its cities, streets are overtaken by waste mixed with dead animals and even human waste. The lack of sanitation and basic infrastructure creates an environment where cholera and diarrhea outbreaks are frequent. Inhabitants live in catastrophic hygiene conditions with no access to basic healthcare services, which worsens infant mortality and infection risks. Number 3. India, a giant of pollution and uncontrolled industrialization. India, with its 1.3 billion inhabitants, is another country struck by massive pollution. Rapid industrialization, uncontrolled urbanization, and overpopulation in cities like Delhi, Mumbai, and Kolkata have created unsanitary living conditions. The air is polluted to levels that seriously endanger the health of the inhabitants, and sacred rivers like the Ganges have become open dumps. Waste management is insufficient, and living conditions in slums are deplorable. Thousands of tons of chemical waste are dumped into rivers, and air pollution causes serious respiratory diseases ranging from lung disorders to cancer. The cleanest country in the world, Finland, a model of sustainability and cleanliness. On the opposite side of these countries devastated by pollution and dirt, Finland stands out as the cleanest country in the world. Thanks to exemplary waste management, exceptional air quality, and access to clean drinking water, Finland is a model of environmental sustainability. The population benefits from vast green areas, and the WHO has ranked the country among the best in terms of environmental quality of life. This journey through the world's most polluted countries shows the tragic impact of environmental neglect, conflict, and poverty on the health and well-being of the inhabitants. A country may have great natural wealth, but if resource and infrastructure management is neglected, the result is a life of unsanitary conditions and suffering. But Finland, through its commitment to sustainability and the environment, proves that change is possible. What can we do at our level? Awareness is the first step,